Sup, people? It's your boy SlayerCoon. Well, the decade is coming to a close, and honestly, I don't even give a crap. Say what you will about this decade, but, there were a lot of interesting things to come out of it. This stream is not one of them. I'm just kidding. As always, playing Half-Life 2. I streamed myself playing this game yesterday. If you want to go watch it, I now have a playlist of archived live streams. Now, obviously, not every live stream I've done is on that playlist since, well, I've made a lot of shitty live streams in the past and I'm quite embarrassed of. But if you want to go watch them, let me link that real quick. I'd recommend watching them after this stream. Anyways, how are you guys doing? I'm honestly not doing too well. Very tired. Probably because I've ate a lot today. And eating a lot will make you really tired. But yeah, when I wake up, it'll be a brand new decade. We'll repeat the same old cycle as last time. Anyways, Half-Life 2. Oh my god. There we go. Alright. So, is everything alright on your end? As far as I'm concerned, it is. Alright. So we're gonna continue off where we left, at Black Mesa East. Hopefully within the next couple streams I can complete this game. I'd love to do that on stream. Half-Life 2 is not the longest of games. In fact, I'm pretty certain you can complete it within 6 hours or so. My first playthrough took me like 8 hours. But it was one of the best 8 hours of my life.
You've got something. Okay, it's human. Hello? Take it easy in there. You're safe now. You'll have to forgive the scanning process. We can't take any chances. Dr. Freeman? Gordon Freeman? Is that you?
It sure
You've made it
is.
here this quickly. Well, Eli is going to be amazed, not to mention relieved. I'm Dr. Mossman, Dr. Judith Mossman. I've been hearing about you since long before the Black Mesa incident. Oh, Black Mesa. I do so envy you working with Eli and Dr. Kleiner when they were at the top of their field. Ah, there we go. You can come through now.
Basically, Black Mesa East feels like the poverty version of the actual Black Mesa, which was like a multi-trillion-dollar
We could certainly use the extra help around.
something, I don't know.
We've covered a lot of ground in the last few months, but things would go so much faster if we had more people with your training. We're closing in on a reliable local teleport technology, something the Combine still hasn't mastered.
Even from this distance, you can tell that NPC has a pretty low poly
They fail
model.
to factor in the dark energy equations. They can tunnel through from their universe, but once they're here, they're dependent on local transportation. If they knew what we were doing with entanglement... Oh. Listen to me. I sound like a postdoc. I'm just so excited to think that we'll finally have the chance to work together. Where was I? Oh, yes. Dr. Kleiner compressed the Zen relay far beyond anything he imagined at Black Mesa. We figured out how to use Zen
Those
as an
chess
instance
pieces
axis.
look fucking
Effectively a
huge.
dimensional slingshot. So
My
we can
god, they're
swing
like the
around the
size of your
border world and
hand.
back in local space without having to pass through. Oh, here's Eli now.
All right, good. Keep right on.
Eli, look who I found in the airlock.
Gordon Freeman. Let me get a look at you, man. My God, you haven't changed one iota.
Alright,
Do it.
it's about time I start
Let's see.
responding to the
last time I
chat.
saw you, I sent you up for
I'm
help.
reading the chat on
Resonance
the chat on my
test
phone.
game. I never thought
I had to
I'd do this
reload the
only
stream
in
because
back. Welcome to the
my phone's a
Gravity
piece of
Hood.
shit.
It's not
It's really
Black
laggy.
Mesa, but it served us well enough.
It's going to be a lot more like Black Mesa with Gordon here to help.
Right you are. MIT graduates are few and far between.
Thoughts on doing the Half-Life 2 beta at some point?
Back into your lab coat.
The thing is, I don't know how to
Let me
install
just
mods
finish up
on
some
this
work and
game.
I'll see what I can dig up.
Very
Dr.
inexperienced at that.
It's been a real honor.
But the beta version of this game is really interesting. There's a lot of cool concepts that didn't make it into this version. In fact, the beta version of this game was a lot darker. There was basically no humor in the game. Basically, it was pretty depressing. If you think Half-Life 2 is apocalyptic and, you know, basically, what's the word? Totalitarian, the beta version was like, I don't know.
Gordon, the Vortigaunt said you were here. I can't believe you made it so
For
quickly.
years, I didn't even know that Half-Life 2 had a console version. I thought it was a PC exclusive.
I guess you proved you can handle yourself out there.
As I've mentioned on my last stream, you can get this game on
The possible exception of
the OG Xbox, the 360, and the PS3. Honestly, the worst version of this is the Xbox version, because it's really laggy. It did push the system to its limits, but that came at a huge cost. But yes, the beta version had child labor, and apparently the entire world was heavily polluted, so people had to wear gas masks and stuff. If you think the world's bad now, be thankful we don't live in a world like that. Kind of. The real world is pretty shitty, though.
Alex, I thought you were on watch.
The Vortigaunts relieved me so I could come see Gordon. Anyway, I should be in here working on the portal.
I have the repairs well in hand. Someone misjudged the capacity of the Combine Thyristor.
Are you blaming
Can I spot a G-Man here?
It was a calculation error, not a mechanical problem.
Then maybe you should let me do the calculations next time, as well as installing it.
Nope. Oh, there's the guys playing chess.
Deliberately misunderstood.
It's really pixelated, so you can't see the gigantic chess pieces.
give him some practice with the gravity gun.
Sure. Come on, Gordon. Let's go have some fun.
The zero-point energy field manipulator is not a toy, Alex.
You can play this game with a controller. I wouldn't recommend it, though, you know. Red Rocket Gaming claims that he couldn't use ladders on the OG Xbox version. Wow. Man.
So I see you've met Dr. Mossman.
I
She's
guess
one
the
of the main
controls on that
reasons I
version
spent
must
some
be
time
really
outside.
shite.
You should hear her drone
Just
on
absolutely
about how it should have been
horrible.
her in the Black Mesa test chamber that day. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be talking behind her back. It just gets a bit claustrophobic down here. That's the old passage to Ravenholm. We don't go there anymore.
You know, it's amazing, like, we're on the brink of a new decade, and it's so just not interesting. You know, I've lived through the 2000s and the 2010s. I don't know what the 2020s are going to be like. I'm expecting, much like the original 20s, the 1920s, there's going to be another Great Depression. That's
So,
something
here we
I
are.
can probably expect from that.
Scrapyard.
So if you
This is
thought the
about where my
economy is
father was
bad
talking
now,
about.
well, you just wait.
You can call it the zero-point energy field manipulator if you really want to.
Yeah.
It's designed
Only a
for
nerd
handling
would do
hazardous
that.
materials, but we mainly use it for heavy lifting. Give it a try.
You can use this to pick up toilets and throw it at
The primary
zombies,
trigger emits a charge.
and it will
You can
grant you
punch
an
stuff instead of
achievement.
flying. I found it handy for clearing minefields. The secondary trigger lets you grab things. You can throw them with the primary.
You know, one thing everybody says about this decade is that the music sucks.
Pressing your secondary
I only
trigger.
agree with that about, like,
Pick up some stuff and
mainstream
toss it.
music. I know I sound like such a hipster now, but, you know. I remember a time where you could turn on the radio and actually find music that was relatable. Now, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of shitty music in the
You can
2000s,
also pull
but
stuff over from a
it just seems like now on the internet you see so many people complaining about how music nowadays is horrible. But hey, at least you have my music, which no one listens to.
Try grabbing those barrels from that ledge up there. All right. Now let me call Dog. He loves to play fetch. Dog!
I'm glad that there are people who actually enjoy my music. When I first started releasing it, I was expecting people to fucking hate it. But I'm glad that the select few that have heard it largely agree that it's, you know, at least good.
Gordon, this is Dog. My dad built him to protect me when I was a kid. First model was about yay high. I've been adding to him ever since. Haven't I, boy?
In fact, the song that you heard
Let's play catch
at the
before.
beginning of the stream was my song Living in the Digital Age.
Go ahead, Dog. Throw.
In fact, that was my last upload. You can go check it out.
Good catch. Throw another, Dog.
I have not played ImMod. Only thing I know is that adds some weapons, and it apparently adds more blood,
One, Dog.
or something like that.
Go ahead, Dog. Throw.
I need to pay attention. I'm sorry. Reading the chat and playing the game at the same time is quite hard. Because I'm having to look down at my phone to read the chat. I don't have two monitors. And even still, that would probably distract me from the game. Yeah, there's a cinematic mod for this game, which, well, is pretty controversial. It gives Alex larger boobs for no other reason other than the developer is really horny. Most people hate it. I would not recommend playing this game with the cinematic mod. Honestly, my favorite music to come out of this decade has mostly been, you know, either like indie music artists, like the proper underground indie music artist, or quite obviously, you know, the metal scene.
When I told you Dog liked to play
People
fetch,
tell me that rock is dead, but you look at the metal community, they're thriving, you know? There are plenty of great guitarists out there on YouTube. In other words, heavy metal music is immortal. It will never die, as far as I'm concerned.
Throw something bigger. No, dog. No, no, boy. Down. Put that down. What is it, dog? Oh my god, what was that?
It's about the time to go to that fucking zombie town.
Gotta head back to the lab. Come on,
Oh, and also this decade has had some pretty good video game soundtracks. In fact, I'd argue a lot of the best music that come from this decade is from video game soundtracks, you know?
Alex, do you read?
Alex! Honey,
What's going on in there?
where are you, Alex?
We're in the scrapyard airlock, stuck in a full auto cycle.
Is Gordon still with you?
He's right here.
Good. I want you to
Dad?
take Gordon out of here. Head for the coast. Do not go through rape.
Dad? Dad!
Screw you.
Damn it! Dog, open the airlock.
I ain't afraid of no zombies.
Hurry, now!
It's funny, when this game was released, zombies weren't a cliche thing.
That's enough, dog. Come on, Gordon.
Nowadays, like, zombies are just such a dead horse, you know? They're like the least threatening enemy out there.
Gordon, you need to get out of here. I can't leave my father. Dog!
You know, speaking of soundtracks, I think Half-Life 2 has a pretty damn good soundtrack. Both Half-Life games have really great soundtracks, to be honest. Did I just see a fucking stop sign? I don't know. Honestly, the zombies in this game are like, I don't know if you could say they're scary or not. I mean, they kind of are, but they're also a bit, I don't know. Like, zombies just don't scare me. Even playing this game in the dark during this level doesn't really, I don't know, doesn't intimidate me. Oh. I'm gonna kill you with a magnum. Oh, and here's a cool thing you can do. You can slice them in half. Yeah. Now, that's what I'm talking about. It's just a shame you can't slice, like, most enemies in half. It's only the zombies that you can decapitate. If you don't use any weapons through the Ravenholm section, that can grant you an achievement, but it is very hard to pull off, so I'm not gonna bother with that. Oh, fuck!
Peculiar demons which dwell in matter, but in whom no light may be found.
Can I pick this up? Yep. How did that not kill him? There we go. Yeah, the zombies make some pretty funny noises in this. It sounds like they're saying "Yaba my icing," according to many people on the internet. It's a bit meme-worthy, if you ask me. But it's also a bit, you know, frightening and whatnot. So far, there's 13 people watching my stream, just as I expected, because nobody watches my channel anymore. Yeah, I need to stop complaining about that, I'm sorry. I have not done the Gnome achievement for episode 2. Not really an achievement hunter. I just like playing games because they're fun and immersive. They expand your mind.
Who is this? Another? Keep my eye on you. More than that, I cannot promise.
Honestly, there's only like 5 games I've 100% completed in my life, you know? Mostly the Spyro games. Because those are easy to 100% complete. Have I heard of the new VR Half-Life game? Yep, and I've got mixed feelings on it, in all honesty, you know? Because it's VR exclusive. And that's going to, like, limit most people's access to it, because VR sets are pretty expensive from what I've heard. Bleak Artist, I'm glad about that. I'm glad that I can get people back into the GTA series. It's ironic because I'm burnt out on the series for the most part. But even then, you know, those GTA reviews are pretty proud of them. Like, I put a lot of effort into them. It doesn't even bother me that barely anyone watched them, because, I just don't care. Ah, yes, I think I know where you're going. Am I supposed to go back? No, I'm supposed to do this. There we go. You know, if fire wouldn't fade out that quickly, let's be honest, that's pretty unrealistic. Even SlayerCoon couldn't get me back into GTA. Sorry, Slayer. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Saints Row 2 is better than any GTA game, in my opinion. That game lets you cross-dress and customize your character to your heart's extent. Gives you way more freedom than any GTA game. I mean, the graphics might not be the best even for the time, but to me it's just an amazing game. Oh, Hexine, you played Gran Turismo 2 before? Yeah, if you want to play that game, you gotta get used to the controls at first, you know? Basically, it's like driving a car in real life, kinda, sort of. The first time I played that game as a kid, I sucked at it. But I eventually got used to it, and now it's... I just know how to drive almost every car by habit. You guys should definitely go check out my Gran Turismo 2 review. It's probably my, I don't know, one of my best reviews. You know, crawling through a vent in real life would be very uncomfortable. You know, I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm claustrophobic or anything, but, you know, it's only really something that's easy to do if you're skinny, you know. Now, I'm skinny, but even then, I don't know if it's as possible as it is in video games. Which GTA HD era games do I like better, 4 or 5? I don't know. It depends on which aspects you're talking about, you know? I mean, at this point, most people will say that 4 is better. But there are genuine criticisms against that game. God, I fucking hate these venomous head crabs. They're such bastards. Ah!
Warning. Blood toxin levels detected. Automatic medical systems engaged. Morphine administered.
Ah! I hate these. These are like the only enemies in the game that actually scare me. You know, this is a minor nitpick, but does Gordon just climb the ladders with his legs? Because he ain't even grabbing onto it. Now, obviously, that's not the only game where I've seen that. I think the Call of Duty games are like that too, where you don't even see your arms while climbing up ladders.
Well done.
It's
brother.
obviously not a problem, because who gives a shit?
But take care not to fall in them yourself.
He just uses his legs and doesn't even grab onto them.
Ravenholm, you do well to be vigilant.
You remember when I had 26 subs? My god, you're old school. God, I remember when I had 26 subs. Fuck. Basically, this is the point in the game where you get the shotgun. A good old-fashioned shotgun. Obviously, I don't have it yet. Oh yes, that 9/11 guy. I'm obviously not gonna say the name of that guy because it contains a slur, but basically it was some dude making a joke video where he said some really racist shit. And obviously he was trolling, but it was just super unfunny. I decided to commentate on that. That video is now unlisted, though. Honestly, I don't even like making fun of trolls anymore. I'm just a... Where the hell am I supposed to go? I just like, you know... I like doing what I like now.
Better and better. I am Father Grigori. You have already met my congregation.
Yeah, how many of you guys were here since, like, 2016? It's weird looking back on those videos, because, obviously a lot has improved since then. Like, my videos were just really amateurish. You could hear my gaming PC in the background, audio. Oh, and that was also the year I created Bad YouTubers. The first ever episode was on this Yoshi Farts dude who made SFM scat fetish videos. Pretty horrible if you ask me. Obviously, I'm not proud of that old video because it was only like 2 minutes long. I barely talked about his videos in general. Ah! I really should not be wasting these revolver bullets. You only get, like, what, 18 of them. This game is not like a Call of Duty campaign where you have, like, 1,000 fucking M16 bullets. There's actual challenge. And I like it that way. Obviously, my channel hit its peak last year around June, and immediately afterwards fell off a cliff. Like, the only videos I've really made that get past, like, the 10K view mark are the Bad YouTubers videos. I'm honestly running out of ideas without series, so I don't know. Oh yeah, the 5-minute crafts. You know what, guys? When I'm done playing this game, I'm going to riff on 5-minute crafts channel. There's only one problem. That channel is very copyright sensitive, so if you include their videos in like one of your videos, it will get copyright claimed, and no one will be able to view it. And that sucks ass. It's why I haven't published that video yet. Like, I've tried re-editing my Bad YouTubers on 5-minute crafts like 7 times, and each and every time I go to upload it, copyright claim. Blocked in all countries. It's just a fucking chore, you know? That's why I want to do reviews more, because I don't have to worry about that bullshit. The only problem is every time I diverge from my usual stuff, it kills my channel. All I have is that cult fan base following my game reviews and my music and whatnot. Everybody else just ignores it.